to hope and keep up the fight. And all those who believe said amen, and Ashe.
Great family and community of Memphis, Tennessee. On behalf of the show your love, to show your support, to share your tears, to share your pain, and to share your triumph for justice. Tyres Nichols with this family. Yesterday, today's team, Justice Smith and Demetrius Haley gave the sixth haymaker to Tyres Nichols. Yesterday, Darius Bean, Justice Smith, and Demetrius Haley gave another kick, a deadly kick, to Tyres Nichols and his family. But we stand with this family to lift this family up in prayer and to call on the God of justice to deliver real justice for Tyres Nichols. But we were not under any illusion yesterday or last week in trial with an all-white jury from Hamilton County in Chattanooga. We were not under any illusion. But it just wasn't any white jury from Hamilton County. It was the most racist, the most jury that they ever found to preside over this case in the matter of justice for Tyres Nichols. It is what it is. The prosecution, they did their job.
Yes, they did.
But when you still live in America, that they don't see black people. They see police and they see blue.
Right.
And yesterday was a result of an America that has not changed. And it seems like we're living in a world, we're living in America that's not going to change. Yesterday, the whole world cried out for Tyre Nichols. This city cried out for Tyre Nichols' insincerity. But we had a few folks who had some crocodile tears. We had a few folks who had a few fake tears. Like Mayor Paul Young. Oh, you're not getting off the hook today, sir. You're not getting off the hook today, sir. He came to call you out today. We came to call out Chief of Police C.J. Davis. You're not getting off the hook today.
He need to be fired. Fire CJ.
If you're real and you love Tyre, you don't need no goddamn prompter. You don't need no script and go on social media and talk about your concern for Nichols and this citizen and these citizens. Mayor Young, if you love Tyre Nichols, you would have got rid of C.J. Davis. It's her unit that she brought from Atlanta and created the Scorpion unit right here in Memphis, Tennessee, that produced a Tyres Smith, a Tyres Bean, a Justin Smith, a Demetrius Haley, a Emmett Martin. Huh? It is her that produced that.
And fail the train.
My Lord.
So we don't need no crocodile tears from leadership. We need real change, real love, real support in the city of Memphis. This city is hurting. It's not hurting from the lack of money. It's not hurting from the lack of education. It's not hurting from the lack of DEI. It ain't hurting from that. What this city is hurting from is from the lack of love. But what is love? We need love in leadership, not political BS. So, as Attorney Crump said to the city of Memphis, no matter what you do, you cannot wash the blood of Tyre Nichols off your hands. The blood of Tyre Nichols is on this city. Mayor Young inherited the blood of Tyre Nichols. You got to ask yourself, what are you going to do? Because the ball is in your court now to deliver a measure of justice for the family of Tyre Nichols. You know, this judge, in my humble opinion, he should have never permitted the defense to bring in certain things that was in Tyre Nichols' car. It was absolutely irrelevant. Okay? Because Ms. Run, get the car from the city pound. I looked at his car, and the first thing I looked in his rearview mirror. And he had an emblem on the rearview mirror that said, Black Lives Matter.
Wow.
Tyre loved his own black life.
Yes, sir.
Tyre Nichols was a humanitarian. Tyre Nichols was a man who loved humanity. We witnessed a jury that had no love for Tyre Nichols' black life. They actually didn't give a damn about Tyre Nichols' black life. But we give a damn about Tyre Nichols' black life. We love Tyre Nichols. And not only do we love Tyre Nichols, God loves Tyre Nichols. And for the life of me, God did not allow Tyre Nichols to be beaten to death by these black officers, these 5 black officers. His life is not in vain. It is interesting that those 5 black officers, Tyre Nichols' black life didn't matter to them.
Come on.
Darius Bean, Justin Smith, Demetrius Haley, justice don't sleep. You have not escaped justice. The Honorable Elijah Justice will lie down with you. Justice will get your babies. You are not to that brutal beating that you gave to Tyre Nichols. You haven't given any remorse to this family, to Miss Rovon, to this family. And until you atone to God for that brutal beating that you put on Tyre Nichols, to Darius Bean, Justin Smith, Demetrius Haley, until you atone to God for that brutal beating that you gave Tyre Nichols and took his life, until you atone to this woman for taking the life of her son, who screamed when he was 200 feet from his front door. He cried out 3 times to his mama. Until you atone to that woman, you will have no justice.
No justice.
No justice and no peace in your life. Right now, the chastisement of God is over them. They may have gotten off by an all-white jury, but there's an all-wise God that is here to deliver justice for this family. And city of Memphis, be careful in how you handle this family, because you're responsible for what happened to Tyre Nichols. You're responsible. The blood is on your hands and you cannot wash it off. You're very responsible. And if you do not do right by this family, you watch the God of justice intervene in the affairs of this family. The tornadoes will come right over this city. They'll come right over this city. Memphis sits on the new magic fault, and it'll shake the hell out of this city. And you think you got to pay Tyre and his family. You'll be paying for a whole new downtown, because the God of justice is angry at Memphis, Tennessee.
No justice, no peace.
And Paul Young, you are the son of a preacher. I'm the grandson of a preacher. Do the right thing by God's people. Thank you.
Yes.
I want to bring a part of our legal team. She's no stranger to Memphis. She's mama to Memphis. And she has been working tireless with the family of Tyre Nichols. And what better person that we can have on the legal team and a support to this family than our retired judge, Judge Ernestine Dorsey.
This location is symbolic. This location is symbolic. Around that corner is symbolic. Claiborne Temple. It was those places that we thought that we were paying forward for justice, paying it in advance. We'd already had a leader to die right here on this floor. But we obviously haven't paid enough. We obviously have not paid enough. But I have a question or a statement to say that I'm waiting on somebody because I am trying hard not to lean to my own understanding.
My God.
I am praying that it is not to my own understanding
Listen,
that will become a resolution
listen.
to this issue. If any of you all have a true answer to what is going on, what has happened, and who has an understanding of the issues before us. And the issues are not just before Ms. Rowan and family. It is truly the issues for this city. How do you allow your city and you to be kind of just put to the side and dismissed? We can't find 12 or 16 people of any sort within Shelby County,
Come on now.
within Shelby County that can look at things, put things aside, and do what is right. Read what is in the paper. Read what's on the screen. Read what's in the hearts and minds of those guys. Since they were talking about mens rea, now y'all look at mens rea because theirs had nothing to do with this. But I want you to see what it is that we did to allow the government to say that you cannot make decisions for yourself here in Shelby County. Because I'm personally tired of all my life white people telling me and making decisions for me. I'm 73 years old, and I keep saying I can make my own decisions. I know right from wrong. I have a moral compass, and I have good sense. But they have told and dismissed every one of you
Plantation politics.
to say that there was not 12 or 16 people in this county that could put aside anything and look at things as they are and give a true and real decision. And because you have to do that every day of your life. You have to make choices. And so to say that, I had a young man that said, well, when I go to jail and get on trial, can I choose where I want my jury to come from? Now, why is it that they can have their choice and your child can't have their choice on any of it? But I dare you to ask for it the next time you got one at trial and tell them you don't believe that there's a person here in this county good enough or fair enough to give you justice. So we have to look at this big picture because it is truly on the citizens of Memphis what happened to us here in Shelby County yesterday. And I don't know if I should give my theory of it, and I might get in trouble. But just let's say, my husband will be the one, but let's just say that there was a guilty verdict. That same jury came back with a guilty verdict of 5 black officers, or 3 black officers, and a black man.
You gonna tell it.
That would be the new bar and standard across these United States of America. So when it comes that there's a white officer somewhere beating and killing a black man, and he walks away. Now, how is it that you can find that he walks away and them 5 black guys down there in Memphis that killed a black man couldn't walk away because we found them guilty? So what's the new bar? The new bar is we just have to require righteous truth and have the courage to say that we're going to require this of each and every one of you that's in charge of our lives, our children. I am still trying to explain this to my grandson who's 12 or 13 years old. I've asked every person that I have in high regard, what can I tell them? I want you to give us an answer. I want you to find those answers when these young people think that they have no hope. If you have no hope and no faith in anything, we will be in such despair as a people and as individuals. And that is what I want most, that there's somewhere we can see hope. We can see a glimmer of light. We can see a glimmer of fairness, fundamental fairness, just basic fairness. And then we can see that there was a murder, but it was determined that nobody was in charge and responsible for that murder. So therefore, it couldn't have happened. So therefore, our lying eyes just didn't see nothing. Our lying eyes just didn't see anything. So let's just show up and tell them to tell the truth. And I had to tell Ms. Ravon that God has a plan. We're not quite sure of the plan. We were disappointed. She may not have been, and I know that she was, but I was very disappointed in the results even from the federal trial. I was disappointed in this jury. I was disappointed in so many things, but the only thing that I said, God was saying, I'm preparing you for this crap that's getting ready to happen to you. I've given you this verdict. It might not have been the one that you want. I gave you two people that decided they're going to accept responsibilities for their actions. It might not be enough, but if he hadn't done that, where would we and this city be at this very moment if we did not have something else that had sustained us? We didn't have our own understanding. We didn't know why it was happening like this. But I believe this we can get beyond this point. I don't know what's beyond this point, but there has to be something beyond this point. And let us not lean to our own understanding, because that is not a safe thing if I lean to my own understanding. And we have to trust that there's a reason. And one young lady said that this might be Tyre's legacy, that his death would be the beginning of police reform in these United States. Let's force that to be the case. Let's force that to be what he paid for. That we will have police reform that makes sense and treat people with dignity and respect. And then you need to train them. And I just can't see that you got 5 people under 35 years old running them up within this community, and you got one person training and supervising 8 people of that age. They ain't had enough life to know enough. And so I say training or the lack thereof, but it certainly was not a mission to do anything right and just. The death of Tyre will have a value attached to it beyond our means and abilities to think. It may not be today, but it's going to be there. Trust God. Trust yourself. Develop a moral compass and stop being chicken. When there is something wrong, be courageous. You got a backbone.
Tell him, Judge.
You have a backbone.
Tell him, Judge.
I'm from Orange Mountain, Tennessee, and I always say that I got a backbone. They asked me, they said, well, what are they going to do? I said, what you mean, what are they going to do to me? What can they do to me? Well, Judge, you shouldn't do this. I said, well, are they going to whoop my butt? But you need to stand and say what's right. But get your backbone. I need you to be courageous for your own survival, for your children's survival. I want you to be able to answer questions. What did they not see? And why is it that we may always have to walk in fear that we may be Tyre Nichols? We may be the Rovon Wells of this country, and we don't want that for any mother, any family. So it's up to you. Just deal with reality and protect yourself, but protect the community.
And hit record.
And hit record. To God be the glory for the things he's done and the things he's going to do. And I know he ain't going to allow me to lean out my own understanding.
Thank you, Joe.
Stay. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
Tyree Nichols.
Say his name.
Tyree Nichols. Man, we wouldn't even be standing right here. We wouldn't even know Tyree Nichols' name. We wouldn't even be able to say Tyree Nichols' name if it was not for these amazing activists right here in the city of Memphis. The only reason we're standing right here, I'll make it clear, the only reason that we're standing right here in honor of Tyree Nichols is because of the activists here in Memphis, Tennessee, who answered the call to Rodney Wells and Miss Rovon Wells for their son. And with that said, you need to know the names of these actors. I don't know if he's here, but Cassio. Man, he know how to shake them down. Man, you know how to shake them down. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Frank Guy.
He's here.
I don't know what Frank at. They say he's here.
I think I'm phone with him. He gone that way.
But we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Frank Guy.
Yeah.
And we absolutely wouldn't be here if it weren't for Hunter Dempsey.
Come on,
You know, I got a nickname for Hunter Dempsey. I call him HD. Because, you know, he sees this police injustice in high definition. He know how to call them out. But we thank you.
Thank you, Hunter.
For all your work that you continue to do. That's right. Frank and Cassio. But whenever there's a war, there's always warrior women. There's always warrior women.
Come on, table flipper.
Come on now.
Table flipper.
And one of our warrior women are right here, Paula, Dread, AKA Little Dreadhead, always with that bullhorn giving you head.
Big table flipper. Table flipper.
And we got the infamous Amber Sherman. Who don't give no you know what? Russ, I'm respecting the Civil Rights Museum. But Amber, who is one of our strong organizers in the community, anything that this family needed, she was there to organize and to mobilize and put it together and help make the whole team of activists and organizers work.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we got this fireball over here, this loose cannon over here. Now, Russ, I asked her not to cuss nobody out. I don't know how good my word is with her, but L. Gabriel, who really is a lightning bolt. So don't get struck out here. But since we're on the topic of activists, I wanted to give a couple of these activists an opportunity to speak their piece. Take the leash off. LJ, come on up. Come on, LJ. Come on, LJ.
Hey everybody, I'm probably gonna cry because I'm really pissed off. And I'm gonna start there, but yesterday we saw white supremacy in full force.
All day.
In full force, and it was ushered into our city where it shouldn't have been, to try to bring justice to a situation that should have been satisfied yesterday and it did not happen. I'm tired. I'm hurt. I'm let down. We fought for 2.5 years, y'all.
Yep.
We went to city council meetings, we went to county commission meetings,
Yeah.
we sat with the mayors, we sat with that police chief, and we did everything nice for 2.5 years. What happened yesterday hurts all of us, it hurts this whole city. Yesterday that we learned that the police can literally get away with anything they want to in the city. We have to be more afraid of them than we have to be afraid of each other. And that's an awful thing because they're supposed to protect and serve us. They're supposed to be the people that we call when we want to feel safe. And yesterday we learned they can beat us down and kill us in the streets.
With impunity, without
And they can walk away and be found not guilty.
Yes.
Everybody keeps talking about the federal charges, but the federal charges don't count. The murder charges are what mattered, and those white people failed us. They failed this entire city. And it's not fair.
It's not.
And today we're gonna fight. We're fighting back from this point forward. All of you better fight for us because we're all we got. They're not gonna do the right thing. Our mayor's not gonna do the right thing. Our police chief's not gonna do the right thing. Nobody's gonna do the right thing except for us. We are all we got, y'all. And we have to stick together. We can't let this stop here. We can't let this die down. We can't let up this time. We have to fight until we get what we deserve in this city. This is our city. Justice for Tyres.
Justice for
Yes,
Tyres.
sir, LJ.
Yeah. Come on, table flipper.
So I listened to the statement that the mayor read off the teleprompter and the police chief read off the teleprompter. And she said some very specific things that I want to bring up that I feel like were really highlighted in the state trial and the federal trial. Talking about how they're making new practices or they're evolving and progressing. But when I was arrested and put in the back of a police car, Officer Stephen Owens took his body camera off.
Come
Instead
on.
of on the back of the police car. So if they're following protocols and they're paying attention and the police chief is giving them all these new things to do, why would I be in the back of a police car and the officer take off his body camera? Why were officers allowed to beat Tyre to death and take off their body cameras because a ring leader told them to take it off? Make sure nobody here, take it off.
That's right.
Why are they allowed to do that? And then they get off for murder.
Come on now.
Not only do they get off for murder, they're a danger to society.
Come on now.
Tadarius Bean is a danger to society.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Call 'em out.
Justice Smith is a danger to society.
Yeah.
Demetrius Haley is a danger to
Oh,
society.
yeah.
Emmett Martin III is a danger to society.
Yeah.
Why is he still accused? I'm trying to understand. The chapters don't hold you accountable no more. You can beat the shit out of somebody and you're good. You still can go to the conclave. You can still hang out with your line brothers. I'm confused. Desmond Mills is a danger to society.
Yeah.
Justice Smith said, I see Martin, walk. I said, just fall. You can say that on audio and video and not be held accountable? He said, we took turns giving them pieces. So you bragging about hitting somebody.
That's right.
And the jury said, they saw that and said, oh, that's no crime.
I didn't know what it meant.
Hit him, yelling, hit him over and over again. And you said, oh, that's regular policing. Well, actually, that is the pattern of policing in Memphis.
It is.
That is the pattern of practice of policing in Memphis. From the 1950s to now, yeah, they beat the shit out of people. That is their practice. When I watched those videos of Justice Smith in training, where he was trained to hit somebody and say stop resisting, and it's a dummy on the ground, that's what they're trained to do, to beat you. And then say, I was just following my training. Yeah, because they're training you to hunt us down and kill us.
Yeah.
And have continued to do it over and over again. I can't understand how a jury, because I didn't even watch the video. I saw the picture of Tyre in that hospital bed and I knew they beat the shit out of him. All you gotta do is see a picture. And no, I don't have to watch anything. I didn't have to hear no audio because I live in this city every. When we talk about people lazying up, when I was also already said, yeah, I actually had a problem with you filming, but he was upset about it. So all 6 of y'all arrested me. Because they're not courageous people and they do nothing. They have a duty to intervene and they don't intervene. You let somebody throw me against a police car because he's mad that I got his face on camera and then say, well, yeah, I had no problem with it actually. I wish somebody was filming me when I was younger, because the police were harassing me. That's so interesting. Because you didn't say that to him. You didn't say that when they was arresting me. They have no courage. They have no morals. They bleed blue. They stand with each other no matter what.
That's right.
And that's what they continue to do over and over again. We are all we got.
Yeah.
This police department is corrupt and it ain't been changed. Y'all made 80+ policy changes when we asked to see them. No one shows us. Where are they? I'm asking you where the change is at. You're not showing us it. Because you're lying. The police chief saying, oh, we had directives every day about the ordinances. We told them to follow this. Then the police union saying, no, the police are saying, they didn't see nothing. Nobody talked to us. So who lying? Because don't see the data slide. We already know that. Because she said that they're required to wear their body cameras at all times. But somebody just arrested me 2 weeks ago and took it off. Officer Stephen Owens took off his body camera, sat on the back of a car, walked over to 6 other police officers, watched videos trying to figure out what they could possibly charge me with for standing on the sidewalk, and then came back to get it, I don't know, 2 hours later.
Make it make sense.
The math ain't mathing. Fuck the police.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck the police. No justice, no peace. That's it.
Russ, I think I had the wrong culprit. I was trying to keep LJ calm.
I had to take over her part.
Thank you, friend.
Love you.
Love you too.
But I didn't see a few of the other activists that's been standing with this family as well. Our sister Lucci back here. Always, you know, she weighs in the background. Does a big work. Support. I see my brother over there, Keegan Franklin. Yeah. But I don't like calling him Keegan. You know, I like TNT because, you know, he known to blow some stuff up. My bro. Next, I think we have some poetic justice in honor of Tyre Nichols, our lovely Allison here.
I first performed this piece at the 2-year anniversary of Tyre Nichols' death. It is a shame that I have to perform it today due to the injustices that we saw yesterday.
Killed him again.
To Mr. and Mrs. Wells, for Tyre. I remember college when tragedy filled my phone screen. Memphis, my city, was trending due to another life gone. As if there isn't more dialogue than death. It's almost as if it is ritual, looking to see who will be preceding the hashtag, hoping to not see our daddies, uncles, mothers, brothers, or sisters' names. I pondered, who is now etched into another pavement, another lynching in the name of blue? I sat, shocked, seeing a headline stare back with brown eyes and black faces. Colonialism, see it in their brains, rage in their eyes. They call boys like them sellouts, traitors, finding fascination in masses whip, parading it around in their holsters, mercilessly destroying black families. There is no difference, only allegiance. Allegiance to the brutality of being black in white territory, allegiance to power. Pointy hats, robes, and pale skin are not necessary to do the oppressor's bidding.
That's right.
How does it feel knowing it could have been you had MPD not given your humanity away? Had they not owned you? Would you think that your Tyre's ancestors are the same? Tyre is 29, a mother's child, offered to the Confederacy. As if harming black life is criteria for membership. But they did not tarnish you, didn't steal your soul, didn't take the love that you gave, the colors that you painted.
Come on.
All of this lives, carried in your memory, never letting your name be forgotten. For Tyre Nichols, say his name.
Tyre Nichols!
The reason all of us are out here today is to hear from this family. We are anxiously awaiting to hear from the family of Tyres Nichols. But outside of his mother, and in particular his sister, there's one person that knows Tyres Nichols more than anybody, and that's his best friend. And that's Angelina Paxton. And she's gonna tell you about Tyres Nichols. Angelina.
Yes, come on, y'all. That's Tyre's best friend. Let's encourage her. Yes, we love you. We love you, Angelina.
First and foremost, I'd like to say I'm not a public speaker. I'm a writer. So I wrote something for you guys. We had hoped that Tyre would be the face of change, accountability, and a healing relationship between the community and police. Instead, history has repeated itself. We are not devastated by this jury verdict. I'd like to make that clear. You cannot devastate us any more than what you already did on January 7th, 2023.
That's right. Come on.
We are just so disappointed. We wanted to believe in the justice system so badly. We wanted to believe change was right around the corner, and we wanted to believe we could rest. But now we see change is still the goal, and that our job will not end in our lifetime. This is our life purpose now, and we will dedicate the rest of our lives to making sure no mother has to endure what Rovon Wells has endured ever again. Lastly, I'd like to make clear, the justice system may have let Tyre down, but the world did not.
That's right.
The community did not. His friends and family and legal team and supporters did not. They tried to erase Tyre and make him a statistic. But we lifted Tyre up and made sure he became a name that would ring throughout history when we are all long gone. Friends and family community wanted Tyre's legacy was not dependent on the jury verdict. It was dependent on his people. And we showed up. Thank you for showing up. Change will come. It will come when white folks take the time to understand what it's like to live with black skin. So that way a jury of your peers is really a jury of your peers.
Come on.
Right.
It will come when police reform is standard practice and not a prayer.
Come on now. Say that.
Tyre was a beautiful person. No matter how they try to paint him to you, I promise you, I grew up with this man and I knew him. I know the color of his nail beds. I know what his ears look like. I know the curve of his smile. I know what his hands look like. I felt what his hugs looked like and what they felt like. I knew this man, and what they did to him was a blatant miscarriage of justice. If your skin is not black, your duty is to protect those that is.
Come on now.
Yes.
And if you don't take that serious, and if you don't take that as your life purpose, then you are part of the problem.
Listen.
This is our duty.
Listen.
Because obviously, the justice system let them down, and the only thing we can depend on is our community.
That's right.
So either show up or you are part of the problem.
Come on now.
Long live Tyre.
Long live Tyre.
And first, my little sister back here, she didn't want to say nothing. And rightfully so. You know, yesterday was a day for me. Because I watched that jury blow to her gut in Memphis, Tennessee. I know it's tough for this family, but I thank all of you for standing with this family. This family couldn't have made it without y'all, man. That's right. This family couldn't have not made it without this family. I'll bring Tyre Nichols' sister up, Kiana.
Yes.
As Kareem said, like another blow to my heart yesterday when I heard not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty for everything that they did, everything the world saw that they did to my brother. I was very, very hurt. But in that moment, I felt very, very strong as well because who was I to think? I did think that it being on camera, it being right there in everybody's face that my brother's life and his death would bring some hope and some justice. But no, they didn't look at the evidence. All they saw was, I won't say, a person who ran, and that's all they cared about. He didn't abide by their commands. He didn't. And him a death sentence, and their smirks and their laughs and their family looking at us like we did something to them was disgusting, and it was very, very heartbreaking to my mother, to my sisters, to my brothers. Just pure disrespect. And so, like I say, I just want to thank everybody for being here with my family. There's not too much I could really say. But justice for my little brother. We didn't get that yesterday. Like I said, they clearly didn't look at the evidence. They clearly didn't see what the world saw, or they didn't give a
They saw it.
or they clearly didn't give a fuck. And so that's just what it is. And it's very, very sad, and it's very, very unfortunate, but that just reminds us the reality of the world that we live in. That a black man can be scared. A black man can't fear for his life. And the fact that it happened by other black men, that's even more traumatizing and hurtful. And so, like I said, just keep my family uplifted in prayer. And I thank all of you.
Love you. Tyre Nichols come from a family that loved him. And one of his other sisters, Latoya, is here from California to support and stand with her family and speak on behalf of her brother.
I wasn't going to speak because I'm not devastated. I'm disgusted.
That's right.
I'm disgusted that the justice system failed us once again. I'm disgusted that they failed to protect the integrity of the oath that they say they are bound to every day when they get up out of bed. I'm disgusted by how we continue to be policed, and they need to be policed. So I don't have much to say because I don't want to get upset and I don't want to upset my mother anymore. But we're not happy with the decisions that was made yesterday. I don't think anyone is, and that's something that we won't get over. But we will get justice. It's not over. We will continue to fight for Tyre.
Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre Nichols! The moment of truth that we've all been waiting for, Tyre Nichols. And boy, I think I get a little emotional at this point because, you know, we fight these cases all over the country. Somebody gets shot, here come Ben Crump and his team to aid and assist these families. But, man, this is a special family right here. Come on now. It's a special family right here. And I am blessed to aid and support this family. I'll never forget, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm in my bed. I get a call from a friend of mine. And he had a friend of his on the call, and he was telling me about this little boy who just got killed by the police. And he was like, there's no way that Tyre could have done any of this. And he was like, let me get his dad on the phone. And about 5 o'clock in the morning, he got Mr. Rodney on the phone. I talked to you, Pop, about 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a grown man, a father. He couldn't even get words out of his mouth. He was full of tears. At 5 a.m. in the morning, I asked him, I said, can I come at 12:30? And I was there at 12:30 sharp. And when I got there, Mama Rose told me, literally what you saw in that video, she hadn't even seen the video. None of us had seen the video. But Mama Rose told me every single thing that happened to Tyre Nichols. She told me what happened to her son. And the first thing I did, I asked this man, did you have a picture of Tyre in the hospital? And he said he did. And I asked this family, could we blow that picture up? That's how that picture of Tyre Nichols started circling all over the country. Because of this man right here who took that photo. Now, I'm blessed to have a playbook of being so when he gave me that picture, I didn't say a word. I just walked around with this picture of Tyre Nichols because I didn't need to say nothing. This right here said it all. This said it all right here. And I watched this man more than a stepfather. You don't understand that. More than a stepfather. Come on now. But a man, a husband, and a father who led this fight because she wasn't talking. She wasn't saying a word. But this man held this family up and fought for Tyre Nichols. Right there. So I want you to receive the father of Tyre Nichols. Right away. Come on, Pop.
How's everybody doing today?
Hey,
Right. Not great.
I don't know yet.
Well, yesterday, the world saw the verdict. And it was definitely not what we expected. It was definitely not what was shown in the video. It was definitely not what the prosecutors presented to the jury. I couldn't speak to the press yesterday. I had too many emotions. But today, I'm going to speak to the press. For my son to be brutally killed by 5 police officers, black, white, green, yellow, purple, it does not make a difference.
There you go.
Well,
They were here to serve and protect, not to beat and kill. When this journey first started, my wife used to tell me, she said, Rodney, don't be political. After yesterday,
That's it.
you know it's one name we have not heard today.
Teacher like to feel it.
His name is Donald Trump.
Go. Hey.
Donald Trump has put a stain on this country.
well,
He has brought white supremacy to the forefront.
Yeah.
You know, me and my family was going to move to Chattanooga and the Tyres.
Oh my God.
That has been scratched off the tape. We ain't even go visit Chattanooga no more. And hell with living there.
Come on.
Right.
But the crazy thing about Chattanooga is it's black folks in Chattanooga.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how you go to Chattanooga and still find 14 white people?
Yes. Yes.
This has been a very long journey. And as the judge said, we were not happy with the verdict and the federal charges, but at least we got something. So how the hell do we have a fucking trial?
Come on with it, Pop. Nah. Tell it, Rob. That's holy, right?
And not one count.
Come on, preacher.
Not one count. Tell me.
Stay here, people. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Keep going, Pop.
You cannot tell me that they did not intervene with my son. They did not stop those officers from throwing extra punches. They did not stop those officers from making extra kicks. You cannot tell me that they could not get charged with telling the paramedics when they arrived on the scene that my son was hit in the head with haymakers and kicked in the head and was not guilty for that charge. So of 21 charges, nothing they found guilty for. So, you know, God is open up.
Come on now, keep on the
When I
God.
come and speak,
Come on now,
but that's okay. It ain't nothing but a little water.
come on now.
Water don't hurt nobody.
I'm saying water ain't gonna hurt nobody.
God, clean it up.
But I just want to say that they are going to jail.
Yeah.
Okay? So we do have a little solace in our family for that reason only right now, that they are going to jail. And so for their family to stand up there and hoop and holler and flaunt that in front of our face,
Come on now.
they go get theirs too.
That's right.
I'm not going to speak on the mayor. I'm not going to speak on the police chief. I know you did, and they should be gone. But I'm not going to speak on it. I'm going to let other people do that. But my wife is telling me to get the hell off the stage. So I'm going to honor her wishes so she can get up here. But thank you guys for coming out. I love the activists. I love my legal team. And I love the prosecution team. They did a hell of a job.
Yes, they did.
Justice for Tyres!
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 Nichols!
I want to clear the air for a minute because, you know, I watch these politicians. And they always say, oh, this family is so graceful to the hood. Because it was her grace when those 5 police officers beat her son to death that gave mercy to this city. And when the activists wanted to burn this city, she told them no.
Yeah. Come on now.
But I want to tell you, grace ain't forever.
Grace ain't forever. Yeah. Grace ain't forever.
Grace ain't forever. Y'all don't have no more grace with Miss Rovon Webbs. Your grace with her is up. It's out of here. It's gone. You got to do right by this family. So without further ado, the woman that we call Rovan Wells, who this family has affectionately adopted as Mama Ro.
All right.
Please receive Mama Ro.
All right, all right.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you who are coming out today to be here with our family. Yesterday was a devastating blow to our family. What we heard was not something that we wanted to hear. But was I shocked or surprised? No, I wasn't. Those defense attorneys were allowed to go in front of the judge and basically tell the judge that even though this happened in Shelby County, that the people of Shelby County was not smart enough to look at the evidence and make an impartial decision. So they were allowed to go into another county where I feel that county, Hamilton County, didn't give a rat's butt about my son. They were allowed to come here and look at the evidence, but they didn't see the evidence. What they saw was a black man running from the police.
That's what they saw.
What they saw was a black man running from the police.
Say that.
Yes.
They didn't care that my son was afraid for his life. They didn't care that even though they're not from here, they didn't realize that people were going around dressing up as undercovers and carjacking people. They didn't know that because they weren't from here. So those people were allowed to come in here, look at the evidence, and deny the evidence, and give out a not guilty plea on each count. Yesterday, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to think. We have gotten so much injustice from this city.
Say that.
That is ridiculous.
Say that.
My son was murdered.
That's right.
By Memphis police
That's right.
officers.
Murder.
He was murdered.
Murder.
And 3 of them got off. Because those jurors decided not to look at the evidence, but only to look at the fact that my son was a black man running from the police. You know, on the night that my son's death in my stomach, I didn't realize all that pain that I was feeling, but it was my son's life being taken away from me that night. And when they read that verdict yesterday, that was them taking my son's life away from me again.
Yes, it was.
Justice for Tyres. Justice for Tyres. Justice for Tyres.
There's no words right now. I'm so numb right now. I don't even know. how I feel right now. But I'm going to say this. The district attorney's office, the prosecutors, they did a great job. My son's fate lied in those juries, and they failed my son.
That's right.
They failed my son. One thing I can say, I don't wish this pain on nobody. No one, not even my worst enemy. But karma.
Come on now.
We all know that word karma, right? Karma is coming because what they did yesterday was not a good thing. So I thank all of you guys for coming out here because it's raining real bad now. And I don't want nobody to get sick. So thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate all of you guys. And I tell you that if it wasn't for the community of Memphis and y'all prayers, I would not be standing here today. So thank each and every one of you for the story and putting out the truth.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Justice for Tyres! Justice for Tyres! Justice for Tyres! Hey, here we go. The wheels
Hey, y'all. Hey, real quick. Are y'all trying to run out the rain or y'all trying to march and let them hear us? What y'all trying to do? What y'all on today? Y'all ready to rock and roll? Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry, we're good. Now we can do a live. Time is. And I'm gonna grab my my jacket right quick.
Okay, yeah. I know I have an umbrella. I literally